I've been wasting a lot of time trying to fit one of these cheap gear indicators off eBay. It comes with a couple of these magnetic sensors, which I assume to be Hall effect, but it turns out they're not Hall effect at all. They're actually reed switches, hence they've only got 2 wires. So I spent a couple of days wasted trying to get them installed on the bike. This is a Suzuki RG250 Gamma 1985, and I eventually ended up by replacing those Hall effect, those magnetic reed switches, which they turn out to be, with a couple of micro switches. Okay, they're little lever micro switches in here, and they hopefully will do the trick. I was going to mount this on the gear operating shaft. The gear lever goes on the end here, obviously, and I've got a little cam in here, so when the gear lever operates, it should shift the cam one way or the other. Don't know if you can see the cam there, but that sort of needs to be shaped so that it'll just flick over the micro switches as the gear lever is positioned. It needs to know which is the up and which is the down wire, and I had a bit of a problem with that as well, because it seemed to want to go into second gear every time I selected first, and then I swapped the wires over and sure enough it clocked up properly. Okay, so turning on, it briefly displays 8 before going to 0 when it's in neutral, so it should all be reset. So we'll go down for first gear. Okay, that's it, and up to second. There we go, up to third. Yep. Okay. And then I'll just flick the micro switches, because trying to do it without the engine turning is a bit of a job. So that's the 4th gear, 5th, and up to 6, and then we flick the other micro switch to make it down. Okay, and then if we bring it into neutral again, there we go. It's back in neutral and it resets, so that should take care of that. But basically the electronics seem to work fine, but it's a real pain trying to get the sensors to work. Those magnetic sensors are virtually useless. The micro switches are good, but they do take a lot of fiddling with to get the right setup. So best of luck if you have a go.